All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Upon returning to Southern California in 2016, the Los Angeles Rams wanted to make a splash into Super Bowl contention, and the wheeling and dealing of general manager Les Snead would result in the Rams winning it all to culminate the 2021 season. But the bill for all of the signings by Snead and all of the trades has come due for he and the Rams as Los Angeles currently finds itself in salary cap purgatory. Now, it started for the Rams right after their Super Bowl win when they lost outside linebacker Von Miller in free agency to the Buffalo Bills. And in losing Miller, it really changed the dynamic of that defense because Miller's presence made it so difficult for opposing offenses to double team defensive tackle Aaron Donald. And then during this past season for the Rams, you could see the writing on the wall as they ended the year with a record of 5 and 12. A lot of that was due to injuries as well. But the Rams, since the end of the season, they've released veteran linebackers Bobby Wagner first, and then now Leonard Floyd. And there could be more roster overhaul on the way in LA. A strong possibility that Pro Bowl cornerback Jalen Ramsey gets traded. There's also rumors, and they're only rumors, that the Rams are possibly shopping quarterback Matthew Stafford. Another question is how much longer is Aaron Donald going to play? And these are questions that will soon be answered because I really do feel, and I've talked about this recently, there's a very strong possibility that Jalen Ramsey is traded. And if for whatever reason that Jalen Ramsey is still part of the Rams come opening day for next season, I will be very surprised. For Matthew Stafford, that's going to be interesting right there. For Aaron Donald, that's going to be interesting as well. But I do believe that Donald will be back on the team next season. How much longer he plays, I'm not sure. But make no mistake about it, the cupboard is indeed bare in Los Angeles for this team. And you just go back to the Rams just pushing all of their chips to the middle of the table to get that championship. They have not had a first round pick since 2016, and that was when they selected former quarterback Jared Goff, who they traded to the Detroit Lions in order to get Stafford a couple of years ago. But this Rams team, they need to upgrade their offensive line. Their offensive line was woeful last season. They still have to fix their running game. The running game was a question even when they won the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. Since then, it has gotten worse. And of course, defensive depth. So it's going to be interesting to see how the next couple of weeks play out for the Rams, especially if these rumors are more than rumors as far as them potentially shopping quarterback Matthew Stafford. And I think that's going to be the biggest domino right there because whether or not that you're going to see Stafford on this Rams team next year is going to let you know how big of a rebuild that this team is facing. Is it going to be a full rebuild or is it going to be a partial rebuild? Because if it's going to be a full rebuild, Stafford is not going to be there next season. You're going to go out there and trade him, try to get some more picks, and just say, you know what, we're starting over. Obviously, by the way that things look so far, it's a partial rebuild, even if they do move on from Jalen Ramsey, because this team definitely needs picks. Their first round pick is property of the Detroit Lions, and that, of course, is a top 10 selection. So it's going to be interesting to see how general manager Les Snead and head coach Sean McVay approach this process. And, a lot of people talked about, the rumors towards the end of the season as far as Sean McVay possibly stepping away. Obviously it didn't happen. And because I think a big reason why is unlike last year when there was a possibility that McVay stepped away after the Super Bowl win, there's no big network jobs out there waiting for Sean McVay right now. So where else is he going to go? A la a Sean Payton this past season before he landed the Denver gig. So when it's all said and done, I think McVay's there for the long haul. But we're going to see, how much of a rebuild again do the Rams have to do, and it all starts with whether or not that they're really going to be serious about moving on from Stafford. But you see Bobby Wagner gone after a year. You see Leonard Floyd gone. This team's going to be a lot different. It's going to be interesting to see how they are able to contend in the NFC West. Obviously, we still have some time ahead of us with the draft, OTAs, you name it. But nonetheless, this Rams roster that people have been accustomed to seeing in recent years is definitely going to look much different come the start of next season. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning in to the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There is also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.